I think that this is the best time in our history to be a black woman in America. By most conceivable measurements, we are excelling, but there are still significant challenges. But I think that we're in a great position to tackle those challenges and that we will definitely be successful. Since, the beginning of coming to these shores, African American women have had virtually 100% rate of employment. So they have always been working, whereas other women didn't enter the workforce in significant numbers until after World War II. So this is a woman that's always been in the workplace. She's always been trying to secure the African American family, so she would make greater strides than other women in the country.
There's a website.
The glass ceiling still exists in corporate America for African American women. So while they're continuing to rise through the managerial ranks, sometimes there comes a point where they feel like, am I actually going to advance to the next level? Does this company really see my value? And they start to entertain other options. And another option might be starting their own business. African American women are opening their businesses at a record clip because African American women feel like this is something that I absolutely can do and I need to do to secure myself and my family. I think that you're starting to see a lot of examples that would lead you to believe that the power is shifting within the community. If you take, for example, this next election, there was a recent study that came out that said in the next election, 6 out of 10 votes cast by African Americans will be cast by black women. So black women are going to control the vote for the African American community, which is why you're starting to see candidates speak more specifically to her. Well, I think that the relationships are changing for African American women, and a lot of them are very focused on their careers and very focused on, building their financial security, and, are waiting later in life to explore the idea of marriage. And for some, that may or may not happen. You're starting to see women who are exploring relationships with men who aren't perhaps on their same economic level, but they have a connection that they want to try to make work. So it might be, she has a white-collar job and he has a blue-collar job. And you're also starting to see African-American women explore interracial relationships. Yeah. Well, the African-American woman has always been the caregiver and the nurturer for the community. So even as African-American women continue to excel, there is obviously significant concern about how her brother is doing. And she wants to see, even if it's not, a personal relationship with her, she wants to see black men do well. There's a thought in the African American community that mothers raise their daughters and love their sons. And I think that a lot of times you hear a conversation about how we as mothers raise our children differently. I know for some African American women, you think about the hardships that a young black boy will inherently face in this community, and you want to shelter him from that as much as you can within the home. And you try to push your daughter to do more and to be independent and take care of herself, where perhaps you're nurturing your son a bit more. I don't think what you're seeing in the African American community right now should be viewed in isolation. Researchers will tell you that the trends that you see in the African American community really are the precursor to what's going to happen in the general population. So the strides that you're seeing African American women make in the workplace and in terms of financial security, you're already starting to see white women trend in that same direction. We talk a lot about relationships at Essence Magazine, and when we're sitting around planning an issue, we try to come out with relationship ideas for single women that doesn't leave them at the end of the story feeling like they want to put a bullet in their head. We want them to be inspired, we want them to be optimistic, and we want them to celebrate the idea of black love, because it does exist and she can have it.